Good morning. Welcome to the Rambler channel. Finally embarkation day. Getting ready to get on this road trip, get everything kicked off, get started, and I'll see you along the way, guys. Well, so here we are just outside of Idaho Springs. They say that's where the gold rush in the West began. So all around through here you can see gold mines, you can see tailings, which is refuse from gold mines, if you will. It's where they take the rocks out, smash them up to get the gold out, and then they throw the rock off to the side, so they're just big piles of gravel. They call them tailings to be fancy, I guess. But this is the gateway to the west, as they say in Golden, which is kind of where we entered the Rocky Mountains at. And we'll be driving through scenery that looks like this for probably the next 2 hours or so. So welcome to my office. As I said in my first video, I spend a lot of time in vehicles. As much as I hate driving, I can't seem to stop doing it. So that's kind of why I named my channel the Rambler channel. Rambler in more modern terms is used for somebody who tends to talk a lot, which I do that too. But in the older days, it was kind of like a high-class gypsy, if you will. Somebody who traveled around from place to place, never spent too much time in one spot. And I kind of tend to do that, travel all over. Just this year, I've been to 5 countries, I guess. Panama, Honduras, the United States, Germany, Austria, Slovakia, and Canada. I went up to Canada actually in the first part of the year. So El Salvador while I was down in the Honduras area. So tend to ramble in both ways, talk too much, and I don't spend a whole lot of time in one spot. I drive everywhere, I fly everywhere. I lived in Germany for a little over a year, and I regret not starting this channel sooner to show you guys all the stuff all over Germany. It was a very cool place. I enjoyed living there, had a good time. A lot of really, really cool things to see, not too far from where I worked, so I could get off work and I could just drive out and go see some stuff. Went to Salzburg, went and did kind of, what do they call it, the Sound of Music experience. So went and saw the fortress there in Austria, took a tour of that. They've got a really cool museum there. Highly recommend, if you're ever in that area, definitely go. And don't worry, everywhere you go in Europe, people speak English, so you'll be able to communicate, not have any problems. Taxi drivers, stuff like that. Even in some of the little towns, the town I lived in only had 48 houses roughly, and there were still people there that didn't do too bad with English. So I picked up some German while I was there, not a whole lot, but definitely was a really cool experience. I'm really glad I got to do it, and I definitely hope to go back to Germany again sometime and kind of be a tourist there. Go see some other things. One of the coolest things for me that was there was the city of Rothenburg, which is a walled city. There's a wall all the way around it, and you can walk on top of the wall. For probably 80% of it, you can still get up on the wall and walk around. And it's a wall that's been there, for like, 1,000 years or something. So it's really cool to just kind of walk in the footsteps of history, kind of think about the people that lived there, that built that city, that kind of built history. And then up north in Hamburg was about a 7-hour drive for me. There was world's largest train set. So that tells you how much of a nerd I am. There's a model railroad up there. You can look it up on YouTube or on Google, called Miniature Wunderland, or Miniature Wonderland. It's amazing those two words are so close together to what they are in English. But if you get on and just look it up, it's fantastic. These guys have been working on it since 2002, I believe. They've had, I think over 1 million visitors now that have gone through and seen it. I spent probably 7 hours there, and I think I was able to really soak in probably half of it. I mean, I saw the whole display, but kind of was rushed towards the end, so I think I was able to actually soak in probably half of it. So here I am rambling while I'm rambling. So that's, just kind of a little bit of the motivation that gave me to start the channel, was get to see all these things, get to go all over the place. And like I said in my first video, just kind of wanted to share the experience with some people, and I figured this was the best way to do it, was start a YouTube channel and just start posting things. So we've been on the road for about an hour now, just through Georgetown, Colorado, coming up to Silver Plume. You can see the sign here on the side of the highway. Right through here was a lot of silver mining, actually. They didn't find any gold, but they found a lot of silver up here. And there's an old railroad that runs through here called the Georgetown Loop. You can come up and get on an old steam-powered engine. They converted it from burning coal to burning oil, so that it's a little bit better for the environment. So it's an old steam train that comes through here. You can ride on, and they'll actually take you over to the, I believe it's called the Silver Plume Mine or the Silverthorn Mine. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been several years. But you can get in the mine, take a tour of the mine. They tell you all about these mystical creatures called Tommyknockers. So Tommyknocker was like a little gremlin that lived in the mine, and he would come over and wreak havoc on the miners as they worked. So guy would be working and his lantern would just randomly fall off, or he would set a tool down and go to lunch and come back and his tools were missing. So they blamed these mythical creatures called Tommyknockers for stealing their stuff and for causing them delays and stuff like that while they were mining. So there's a lot of different breweries and microbreweries and things up here that kind of adopted that name. If you fly into the Denver International Airport, you'll see kind of hints to Tommyknockers on the wall as you ride the train between the terminals. Tommyknockers are kind of all over the Colorado, kind of dating back to that myth that the miners started about these gnomes or gremlins or whatever, these little creatures that lived in the mines that stole their tools. Children of all ages, welcome to Glenwood Canyon. Good place to go hiking up in this area too. Just past the trailhead about a mile ago. They've reduced all the speed limits through here because they're supposed to be starting construction on Monday. But they've got the speed limit real low right now in preparation for it. How's it going? So we have made it to the Utah border. You can see right there behind me the sign, the Utah. So I'm looking into Colorado over there, and you are looking in Utah behind me. The trip's been going pretty well so far. You can see I'm out here in a short sleeve shirt. We got blue sky, a little bit of clouds, not a whole lot of traffic. It's actually 60 degrees, even though an hour ago I was driving through snow. So that's the beauty of road trips, I guess. So we're about an hour, no, more than that, maybe about 3 hours, I guess, away from I-15, where we'll start headed south down into Las Vegas, and I think we've got about 6.5 hours left for the trip today. So everything's going well so far, and I'll keep touching base with you guys on the way. Thanks for joining me. So I just thought I'd show you this real quick. I actually got fuel Thursday. Now I haven't done a lot of driving, but you know, 20-30 miles, whatever. So like I was just showing you, I'm here at the Utah border coming from Denver. I haven't even used half a tank yet in my pickup truck. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is actually going to be a two-part episode because I took so much footage on the trip out to Las Vegas from Colorado. So I'm going to go ahead and post this as a two-part video. So please enjoy it. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Make sure you get all the notifications, and don't want to miss part 2 of this. Tell all your friends and share the videos. Thanks, guys.